Trusten here, or Professor Warden, and I'm here with Jeff from G2S TV, and we're
What is
back
up?
with episode number 9 of the Trusten and Jeff show. We're here. We're never leaving. Every Tuesday and Thursday,
Are we at
you'll
number
see
10?
us. And
Number 9 or 10?
we're on number 9.
About to the double digits, man.
Yep, we're almost there. We're about to episode number 10. And another thing is we're planning the Frogman hunt for not this upcoming weekend, but the weekend after that.
So we're gonna go live. We'll try to get some content live there at the Frogman spot.
Yeah. Let
Um,
me turn my
at
notifications
least
off.
the spot of deciding along the riverbank there, and we'll camp out there. Hopefully we could, we'll go out there and we'll do our best to catch something, man. Like I said, it's cool. I mean, at least we're able to. We're so close to it. I figured, why not?
Oh yeah, because it's just right in. It's been spotted in Loveland, and then
the Loveland Frogman. So yeah, we're gonna do a Loveland Frogman hunt. I think that's cool. Like I said, I can't believe there's a whole festival for the Frogman now. Pretty cool. Yeah, man, a lot of exciting stuff coming up. We got that going on, and then, before we know it, we're gonna be actually getting to see the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight, which is
that's coming
sweet.
up soon.
Yeah. I mean, it's and then
Is it this month or next month?
July, right? I think it's July.
Let's look that up.
Yeah, look it up. Don't fact check me here, but yeah, I think it's July. Yeah, man, I'm really excited. The fact that it's a professional bout, like, really psychs me up to think Mike Tyson's gonna come in and do his, his magic and produce.
July 20th.
Yeah, sweet. So yeah, it's gonna be an exciting couple months, man. This summer, like. We're within 2
So
weeks.
we're still 2 months away from it. We're getting there.
Yeah.
Slowly, we're getting there. But what's nice about being so far out is there's plenty of time for Mike Tyson to keep improving and getting closer and closer to what his prime self was, as close as he can get to it.
Yeah.
And it also gives Jake enough time to kind of get his own groove in.
Yeah.
Because that's what it's about. It's about figuring out where you fit in all this.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, no. Well, I think it's going to be, like, I'm really psyched just in general because the fact that it's a real bout and not a, what do they call it?
Exhibition match.
I just think, I mean, I've seen some clips of where Nate Diaz was working on Jake Paul. He was having a lot of good luck when he was getting inside and fighting from the inside, the clinch. And
yeah.
I mean, man.
That's Mike Tyson's specialties, being real close and personal.
Jake Paul's not going to be able to handle it. You know what I mean? Not with the body shots and the uppercuts that Mike is going to come with. I mean, you can literally look up clips.
Are you live on yours?
Yeah, I'm getting ready to go live. You could literally look up clips of Diaz walking him down, from punching from the inside like he was. So, yeah, we're live over here. We're going to be over here on the pod, talking about our planned trip to the last known sighting of the Loveland Frogman. So, everybody check us out over in Professor Warden's. That way you get the whole pod effect. Figure I'd go live for a few minutes to let people know we're over here live doing the pod, planning out the Frogman hunt. I think that'll be cool if nothing else, man. I don't expect to see the Frogman, of course, but I would really poop my pants, I think, if I do see the Frogman.
I don't know exactly
poop my pants,
what
that's all I'm saying.
I don't know exactly what we would do if we seen it. But what I do know is if we were able to get it on video, I mean,
oh man, that'd be amazing, dude. That would be amazing.
That would literally change everyone's perspective on just like cryptids and creatures like that, because it's like, oh, they found the Frogman. What else is out there?
Yeah. I mean, I would like.
Imagine if it was a furry.
Oh my gosh!
Imagine if it was just some furries and frogs.
The first furry back in '77. Oh, that's great.
What are we supposed to do if it's just some guy who likes to dress up in his frog costume and scare people?
Yeah.
Rummage through trash and just role play as a frog.
I don't know. You never know. That's crazy though. Yeah, the first furry. That's I don't know. I mean, at least we solved the Loveland Frogman mystery, if nothing else, man. But Yeah, I'm excited.
Well, by now, if it would have to be a family of like furries that like passed on the mantle.
Well, yeah, that'll be the, the cool thing is that'll be the first adventure of a few, because we're planning on doing the Frogman, which, like I said, will be in a couple weekends. It'll probably just be a night of camping, and hopefully we were to see something.
Recording just out in the wilderness.
Yeah, along the spot where
we're gonna bring the dog with us.
The famous sighting by an Loveland officer of where the Frogman was. We'll camp right there on the river, pretty close to where that happened. So, I would say that'd be the best chance of spotting them is on that river. So, Anyways, but yeah, then we'll plan like a towards the end of June probably hike. We're gonna try to do a 50-mile hike. So, yeah, man, we're not just we're planning on bringing you guys some cool adventure content along with it, man.
Yeah, we're trying to do a lot of fun things.
Yeah. I mean, so it's not just the gym's part of it, the pod's part of it, and then getting out and about and trying to, challenge ourselves and then bring you guys something different. I think it'll be cool, man. I'm excited about the 50-mile hike just to see our pace. Because
I think we could do it pretty easily.
I think I could do probably 20 in a day if I really wanted.
I think
easy.
I think the thing that'll slow us down the most would be more just your eyesight navigating through the trail.
Yeah, I guess it all depends how clear the trail is, and then
because in actual a trail, if you're actually going at a decent pace, you can cover from
pretty far.
You can go from morning till night and cover
if I'm walking,
we could damn near cover the 50 just in one way if we started early and was moving at a decent pace the whole day. You have to understand, though, most people, you stop, take piss breaks, drink water, eat food, because it burns a lot of calories and you're just out and about. It's hot, you're sweating.
Yeah,
so you have to think you're more 30, 35, before you're ready to camp down.
Yeah.
Maybe even 40. So it'd be one day would be 40, the next day would be
Yeah, because we're going to only have
60.
a weekend, so we'd have to try to do, 50 out or
Or if we left on a Friday night and had enough daylight to get maybe 10 or 20 in, then do two 40s.
Yeah, you got to think you got to do whatever back.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're going to plan it out. Maybe we even do plan ahead to where we hike, start at one location.
Yeah.
And somebody pick us up 50 miles away. I'd be cool with that.
Yeah.
I would like to plan a trip along. If we could find a trail along the Ohio River, I think would be cool. Maybe hike east, because west of Cincinnati. So
yeah.
I don't want to. That's not much of a hike. If we get stuck hiking through Cincinnati. So
yeah, we'd just be walking through the city. At that point, it'd be city
I'd
adventures.
be cool to hike north too, though. I guess I'd be
towards
cool
Canada.
Yeah, if you 50 miles, that only put us. That ain't gonna put us.
Yeah, it's not gonna put us anywhere because we're towards the bottom of Ohio.
But I would like to actually I guess the first one would be this 50 mile would be just to kind of get an idea of our pace daily, and then to where we can maybe plan a longer trip.
Yeah.
Of 100 miles.
I'll tell you what would be fun is one day doing the Appalachian Trail.
The Appalachian Trail would be awesome.
But you got to be prepared.
That's a whole other journey though. You're talking months living on.
Yeah.
Trail,
Yeah.
I like hiking. I want to get into it some, but I don't.
I
don't want to live on the Appalachian Trail.
We're gonna have to figure out we're gonna need some guns. You can't.
There's some scary stories. There's people who's died hiking the Appalachian Trail, and
well, yeah, there's stories of people who just took 5 steps off the trail to take a piss break and got lost and died out in the wilderness.
Yeah,
instead of just waiting there till daytime to kind of see.
Yeah.
And then there's also, a lot of murderers used to go down on the Appalachian Trail to kind of. What they would do is, since not many people were on it,
when you find one person, you get a victim, I guess.
Well, not just that; it's because they could avoid law enforcement easier.
Yeah.
Because most law enforcement isn't hiking the Appalachian Trail.
Yeah,
They're not checking there.
Well, in the areas that goes
nowadays
through.
They might fly over it more often, or they might have a drone that goes by. But even then,
they're the areas it goes through, they don't even have much of a police presence.
Yeah.
You got to think but some of these counties in Kentucky, West Virginia, or even rural Ohio, you're talking about police departments with 3 people. For a whole county probably, or maybe I'm exaggerating, but they're small. They're small rural police departments.
Not really equipped to deal with armed gunmen and things like that.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll tell you what, though, if we were to go on the Appalachian
Everybody-
Trail, I'd probably have to go get a shotgun. We'd have to have something. We'd need the dog.
Yeah, we're definitely taking Blue Dog with us to run down whatever.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I mean, that'd be cool if Blue catches the Frogman for us. I'd be amazed.
Oh, it would be.
Like, no, take it back. Like, don't drag it over here. I don't want to see what that thing is. Like,
Listen, okay, if our pit bull caught the Frogman, we'd have to just go and, put it down like you would a deer that got hit by a car.
yeah.
And then we'd just take video of it.
Yeah.
And then we'd eat the frog leg that would feed a family of 4 for like
or
a
turn you
week.
into a mutant. Like, I don't know if I'd be eating Frogman frog legs, but, maybe,
but
maybe.
they would be the only Frogman frog legs you could ever eat in your entire life.
Maybe we could sell them as a delicacy.
Listen, that would be the only ones in the entire world
yeah,
that you
that's
know
true.
of.
That's cool.
So, I mean, you
Maybe
could
we can
sell them.
auction
You could freeze dry
We
them.
could auction them as a delicacy over in China or whatever.
You could
Everybody
sell
over on
'em
G2S, if you want, man, come over. Check us out over here on Mr. Warden's channel. We got the full pod in effect. The audio is probably better over here, so drop in over here and check us out. That's really why I'm live, is just to let you
How
guys
many
know.
people you got on yours?
Just one. But we're letting everybody know we are planning a trip live to the last sighting of the we're going to try to get some content live from where the last known sighting of the Loveland Frogman was, and we're going to camp the riverbank there for a day and see what content we get for y'all,
Yeah. I'll tell you what, though, like I was saying, that would be the only frogman frog legs in the entire world. So what you do is you make frogman jerky out of it. You make frogman jerky out of it, okay? And then you sell it to the highest bidder.
Yeah. Frogman frog leg jerky.
Because you're talking about the only in the entire world.
Yeah.
Which means it is technically priceless.
Yeah.
And so someone out there will pay you hundreds upon hundreds of thousands of dollars just to say that they were able to eat part of the frogman.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
And then not just that, you could turn a skin into like a belt. You can make a frogman belt, some shoes, the only frogman shoes that ever exist.
Hey, they could auction them at the
Yep, you just go and
Frogman
hire
Festival.
you go hire a shoe cobbler to make
Frogman.com.
you some. Yeah, you go get you a shoe cobbler to make you some shoes out of the only frogman leather ever.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. All right, y'all. Over on G2S TV, come check us out over here. We'll be live for a while chopping it up about this. I just wanted to go live, let you guys know we're live over here doing the pod every Tuesday and Thursday evening. So get over here and check us out, Professor Warden. Go to the homepage and just sub it. You'll see it connected to my homepage.
Man, I've noticed like my skin is like pale on my arms. Like if I raise my arm up, it's like reflecting the light.
You have to get in tanning bed soon.
I like
I'm
having my
joking.
skin look young.
It's better off than. Yeah, you're far better to. Let's see, only 2 peaks. YouTube, respect my authority.
Hey, we're getting there. We got 3 people on here.
8 years doing this stuff, man.
And I can
it's not
probably
easy.
guess who 2 of them are.
What up, what up, what up? To some of our favorite people. Or at least, I guess we must be their favorite people at least. But either way, much respect. Shout out to the last, we got the last sub popping up now, and the most recent sub. Is that what that is?
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
the most recent one's the
Who's
Frank's Games.
Frank's Games.
Yeah, and that was 17 days ago.
Frank's Games.
And then
out.
if anyone subs or like follows on Twitch, it'll show up top.
Yep, and we'll make sure to put some respect on your name when we say it. Shout out Frank's Games.
He might be there for a
For
while.
all your gaming needs, check out Frank's Games. I think we can make a commercial for you and everything. But
Yeah.
no, I'm excited about the Frogman trip. I think that'll be cool, man. If nothing else, like, and maybe we'll look into like, I don't know, what we might be looking up the seeing if the officer's still alive. Maybe we'll call him live Thursday and be like, hey, bro, you're on YouTube. Were you under the influence the night of the Frogman sighting? First question, But,
you know what?
I would be cool.
I have
That
a
would be
feeling
cool if
we
could
were
track him
able to get a
down.
hold of him. I don't think he'd talk to us. He'd probably just be like, "What are you guys doing? What?"
Well, I mean, he's had to have
bye.
people reach out. My guess is
He's probably had to have
this
numerous
thing.
people
This thing
reach
has
out.
got like I remember it being like a story when I was a kid, but like this story has gotten so much bigger. I mean, it was a big story. Like I think it was on Unsolved Mysteries at one point, maybe.
Old Blue's all right.
Yep.
Old Donnie jumped in here.
What up, Donnie? Long time no see.
Yeah, Blue's all right. He's upstairs, just chilling.
He's relaxing, man. He's enjoying it.
Oh yeah.
He's chilling with the Munchkin right now. But surprised he must be checking us out on the road, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's something to listen
Safe travels, man. But yeah, so we didn't get to tell him the plans. So the Loveland Frogman sighting, we're gonna camp at the last sighting location of the Frogman, not this weekend but next. So figured do some crypto stuff, Never know.
Cryptid, you
Cryptid,
mean?
yeah.
Crypto is like Bitcoin and stuff like that.
Blue's gonna protect us from the Frogman if we actually run across him, hopefully. So yeah. But yeah, man, I'm excited. I think it'll be cool, something different. And then the hiking again, I'm excited about that because
we're gonna have to figure out like
we're
if we can even camp around there. Like we might have to do like a video being in the area.
Go scout. No, I know where where it's at. There's a riverbank. We can camp there.
All right.
We can make it work. We can camp pretty much. Like we need to actually like
probably
go
up,
down
clear
there.
a spot out.
We need to like maybe go down this week and next week and scout some spots.
Yeah, maybe clear one out and get it kind of prepared so that way we're not just like spending 6 hours when we get there just clearing it out.
Like pretty close to like we'll have to try to look and see what part of this road it happened on, but I'm pretty sure we'll be able to find a spot very close to where the actual sighting was, because I know the road well. So we'll be able to make it happen, man. And we'll do some, like I said, I want to do some, digging. If we could talk to the officer, if he's still local, I would love to try to track the officer down and at least ask him for some statement.
I mean, that would be nice, though. Just to
I
get
would
a
like
statement.
to reach out to the person. What was it, 2015 or something?
Yeah.
There was seen another one.
There was a sighting in 2015, and I think they seen a family of them.
In 1950, there was a story similar about the family thing. Like there was a businessman traveling. Like
let me look up 1950s frogman sighting.
Like the Loveland 1950s frogman sighting. Like you got to realize what Loveland was back then. Like, there wasn't much travel through cars in there. There was probably it was a much smaller place than what it is now. Even 1970s Loveland was probably a lot more populated than what it was in the 50s.
Yeah.
Because, like, certain areas of it and things, But, yeah.
All right, here we go. I'm trying to find the full lore here, as it's called. Okay, so it says that the sightings were in the 1950s. And it's had sightings as recent as 2016. And it doesn't go into much more details.
So yeah, I think that, like I said, I just have interest in it. We're so close. I think it'd be crazy not to at least go try to camp there and see what we could find. I've spent many nights drunk along that river in my teens and never seen no.
Okay, I found a
frogs,
compendium of the sightings.
All right. I'll let you read that.
So now this is off of a Reddit post, so take it with a grain of salt. It says, before the Hopkinsville Little Green Men story broke over the nation, CRIFO had silently gathered some unpublishable facts concerning such. How did they spelled everything wrong in here? So an encounter in Cincinnati, and then one of them was a case with businessman. So that's RH's encounter.
Yeah.
So in 1957, Leonard H. called him the Gnomon. And yeah, Gnomon.
Okay, and that was the first sighting. That was
Yeah.
a businessman traveling through Loveland, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's seen like a family of frog people. So,
Okay, so he's seen in his headlights, so it was in the middle of the night, he's seen what looked to be 3 men kneeling on the side of the road. So he thought somebody was hurt or crazy people were having fun, so he stopped his car to get out for a better look.
He's like, hey, crazy people having fun. Let's see what's up.
Yeah. That was back in a day when you could actually, like,
hey, people look crazy and like they're having fun. Let's see what's up.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, that's, I mean, and then the police sightings what always drew me to this case, okay? Just, I don't know why. I mean, not that, because let's face it, they're, you know what I mean? Like,
I still think that's crazy. Okay, so you see 3 people hunched over on the side of the road, and your first instinct is to get out of your car and go see what's going on.
What's up, guys?
Maybe we just live in a different world nowadays, but like that wouldn't be my first impression.
I mean,
like
I'd stay
on the car. Like I'd stay in the car and kind of see what's going on before I got out and was like,
yeah, it's definitely a different world. Like you're not just like, hey fellas, what are we looking at next to the road here?
Yeah. I mean, that was a whole different world. When I guess before you had cell phones or like Facebook or anything like that, that was Facebook. You just you'd roll up on events that are happening. You get out of your car, you'd watch it happen.
We found a body over here by the road.
Yeah.
Come look.
Old Bob.
That's crazy. But
Bob, I done seen a damn frogman back there.
But I mean, so I remember looking this up when I was a kid, like. Man, way back, like I'm talking about, like Yahoo days, like when you look like for searching and stuff. Like, anyways, I remember looking this up in computer lab and reading about it, and being like, man, like, I think the police officer, the fact that he was the one who cited it in the 70s, like, was it just a ploy? Because this is like around the
what? Okay, so
you've heard of the Hopkinsville Little Green Men, right?
He said the one closest to him was first seen with his arms upraised and holding a dark chain or stick which emitted blue-white sparks.
Huh.
I'm wondering if this guy just had schizophrenia.
I don't know. That's crazy. Like, see, okay, so when was the Hopkinsville Green Men case in Kentucky? Is Hopkinsville or Paintsville one?
I'll get to that one in a second.
Like Little Green Men in Kentucky.
There's a lot of sightings here. There's one in 1978, and it was a dude named Davis encountered at Branch Hill.
See, that's right close to where I'm talking about camping.
And
we're talking about camping between Branch Hill and Twiltwee, which Twiltwee is the officer sighting.
Yeah. It said one of Springfield's co-investigators on the Loveland Gnomon case, Ted Bleacher, published a more detailed version of the story in a segment of Close Encounters at Kelly and Others of 1955. In the particulars, the formerly pseudonymous R.H. was identified as Robert Hunickett, a short-order chef at a Loveland area restaurant at the time of a sighting, and the sighting was reported as having taken place at 3:30 in the morning while Hunickett was driving northeast on the Madeira-Loveland Pike near Hopwell Road in Branch Hill, part of the Sims Township, while the incident itself was, as previously described, with the addition of the detail that there was a strong and penetrating odor, which was compared to a combination of fresh-cut alfalfa with almonds, and it said Chief John K. Fritz told Blocher, whoever that was, that he had taken Hunicket's report and driven to the area indicated seeking evidence, but came away with nothing concrete, only a peculiar feeling that he thought he might be the biggest fool in Loveland. So he thought he was just crazy.
That's, I don't know, man. I think there was something to it. Like I said, the fact that there's so many sightings, I don't know. Like, now, I wonder if the sightings started right after the Hopkinsville or Paintsville, Kentucky Little Green Men case. Because there was a case in Kentucky.
Man, in the 1970s, this was big.
Yeah, no, this was huge, dude. This was a huge case. Like they said, it made it on national TV. As far as like but yeah. So I mean, that's a big deal. And it had some substantiating things. Like I said, the fact that an officer seen it, I think helped the case quite a bit as far as getting more credibility. But yeah, man, I'll really crap my pants if we see a frogman, though. I would really.
Oh, okay. Apparently, there's photos and video of the latest sighting.
Let's look at this ourselves at least, and we'll tell the people.
It's just showing green eyes. It's not really showing much. I'm just saying. Okay, I know I'd be scared, but if I was gonna get a video of this, I would run up on these things.
Okay.
Here, look at this. Look, you just kind of see eyes.
I would not want to see them eyes like that, though.
I mean, yeah, that would be spooky as hell at night, which is primarily when frogs are out. But all I'm saying is... Yeah, that was it. But all I'm saying, though, is
that's
like...
a BS video if I ever seen a BS video. Anyway.
Well, it's hard to tell. I mean, like, even...
some dude out there with glasses on.
Yeah. I mean, they're spaced pretty far apart.
I don't know, yeah, like, how big is his head?
Yeah. If I was to see that, though, I'd be like, what?
Well, if we see them eyes...
We're going to have to run up on them.
Up on it. I mean, I would.
Well, I wonder what happens if I run up on it and you're stuck back there, though, because you can't see shit at night.
I mean, at least you got, you have the dog with you, probably.
Yeah. He might be scared. He might be like, that's unnatural.
Drag back some weird, like, humanoid frog creature, like, half alive. Like, ah! Drag it back that way, Blue.
I mean, I'm
scary.
I'm gonna have to bring my K-bar knife with me or something.
Yeah, but
like, we're gonna have to. I'm gonna want something on me.
Yeah,
I mean, because
wants to come, man.
Of course we're probably not gonna see anything. It's gonna be a cool little trip, but on the very like 0.01% chance we do see something,
we got to try to get the best footage. I'll try to run up with you. I don't know if I'll trip over something, but I'd try to at least get to. I mean, a video of anything like that would be really.
Well, especially if you actually turn your camera flash on. Well, here's what we'll do. We'll actually bring a decent flashlight. Because a lot of the issue with a lot of this is there's not good
big lights like to. Like
well, they make just handheld flashlights that can go like 300 feet.
Like one of them handheld spotlights. That's what we need.
Yeah.
That way we could like really try to like get because I would like to try to see something for sure. If we're gonna take the time to go out there.
At the very least, see some cool wildlife or something, and just like.
I mean, it's a neat little area. There's some history there, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like, I'll take you by this house that's on it. It's we'll check that out the morning we're leaving if nothing happens. But yeah, man, this place is. Yeah.
We should go to some haunted locations.
Well, dude, this house that I know this sounds crazy, like it sounds like a movie story. Well, this lady who used to watch me, anyways, she was watching me. This house was really like everybody known it as a haunted house in our neighborhood. Like people, a lot of crazy stuff, different stories that happened there. Anyways, somebody breaks in the house, right? She hears something. The lady goes to check, ends up catching somebody in the basement of the house, and she had grabbed a shovel or something off the porch where they were doing, cleaning up around the house, and she ends up hitting the guy with the shovel, cracks him in the head, knocks him out, and goes to call 911 and have them come get him. Well, nobody was there.
Oh man,
it was kind of crazy. Like, and there was like and there's
now,
just a lot of different stories.
Do you think that was a haunting?
Just got away.
Or do you think he just like he waited for her to walk out and just ran out of there?
There was no trail of blood. There was blood there where he was hit. There was no like blood trail out or anything out of the house.
It was just in that one particular spot.
She didn't hear him leave. Like,
was there blood in the spot when the cops got there?
Yeah. Yeah, there was blood there at the spot of where the contact happened.
He could have just took his shirt off, wrapped it around his head.
Yeah, I mean, he could have got away, but there was other things like where people had seen like a woman run out of there on fire and like run towards the river, and there's a lot of A lot of crazy.
That's
ghost stories.
that's a horrible way to die.
Yeah, a lot of crazy.
Imagine you're on
ghost
fire
stories
and you have to
place.
run into water and you finally put yourself out, but then you die from infection because you've got third-degree burns and it's the 1700s.
Is the people that ended up buying the house, they lived there the longest I knew, they ended up making an actual haunted house. Like
where you go pay and see.
Well,
and
they just did a free haunted house for the neighborhood. But it was pretty cool, man. They did a really cool one.
There's a couple spots here in America where, like, people report getting, like, touched while they're sleeping, like, get their feet grabbed, they get dragged out of beds and shit like that.
I would poop my pants if I got dragged out of bed, dude, in my sleep. Like, thinking, there ain't no ghost. And, like, you just get ripped out of bed. Like, you would. I mean, you'd be
like, holy shit, you'd be running out of there. You'd be like...
I definitely would not stick around if I got pulled out of bed or touched, like, by an invisible thing. Like, I'm not hanging out after that. Like,
when I heard this one theory as to why you see ghosts always floating is because they're locked into the way the houses were mapped out back in the 1700s when there was staircases in places where they wouldn't normally be now, and where there was different crawl spaces and things like that, and they could only go in areas that they had been in.
Yeah. So my thing, here's what I think: if there is ghosts, and like why that might be the case. I think there's some sort of residual energy we leave behind, maybe, to where it's like it's part of us, maybe, but I don't believe it's us. You get what I'm saying? So like I think it's some energy we leave behind. Maybe I don't think it's
now I'm thinking we got to go to one of the most haunted places in America
like
and get ripped out of a bed in the middle of the night.
Like that'd be crazy. Like do something.
Set up a camera the whole night, and then
look. I don't know if I'd be down to go to, what's it called?
I don't even know if I'd be able to sleep there.
Wilder, Kentucky.
I don't even know if I'd be able to go to sleep. Like, I feel like I would just be, like, awake just staring at the wall or some shit all night just because it's like...
Or is it Bobby Mackey's? Bobby Mackey's. That's probably the closest thing to us as far as the most haunted location locally. And I don't know if I'd want to go to that place, dude. Like, did you see the Ghost Adventures guys talk about Bobby Mackey's? Yeah,
I haven't seen
I suggest
that.
for anybody to look up Bobby Mackey's and like some of the ghost stuff there. But the Ghost Adventures crew say like one of the guys that's one of the main guys on the show, like the co-host dude or whatever, he says like something went home with him from Bobby Mackey's and like it ruined his marriage. He says it ruined his, like the way his life was is completely different now. But they say like something followed them from Bobby Mackey's though, like some bad energy. Well,
then that sounds almost demonic in a sense because it's like they say demons follow people and ghosts.
I think if you tempt shit like that, you playing with dangerous stuff. Now
that would suck.
Could
you imagine going someplace, you're just trying to see some haunted shit, and then something just attaches itself to you and follows you for the rest of your life, and then your life's always just fucking crazy.
Just suck from there on. That's like the Dybbuk box thing, almost like when you think about it. But
you don't want.
I think I
feel like there's some stuff
that like if you test it, like you're giving it an end to your life.
Yeah.
I
feel like that there's a lot of different things that could definitely screw your life up.
Yeah, we'll see.
Whether it be going out and tempting the wrong forces, or like, because I mean, think about just the frogman in itself. Okay, you're talking about a 4-foot frog. A 4-foot frog would try to eat you.
Yeah.
Or a 4-foot. You've seen frogs; they'll try to fight you. A 4-foot frog will attack.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you're thinking about it physically, a 4-foot frog. Well, what kind of muscles does it have? Well, frogs can jump almost 4 feet in the air. Okay, think about what that is when it's 4 feet tall.
Yeah.
It could probably jump 12 feet in the air.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or something similar, which means it's got insane leg strength.
Yeah.
And then you got to think frogs also have kind of like sort of teeth. They're not really teeth, but they got some. They got those long tongues. And
you probably don't want to tussle with a 4-foot frog.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to stab it a bunch of times, like in its vitals and like gut it.
Yeah.
And even then, it'd probably still like fuck you up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or if it's got a whole family.
Yeah.
But there's so many different types of creatures I'd love to go see if they were real. But the problem is I feel like you're going to run into people more than you're going to run into any of these actual creatures.
Yeah.
I feel like you're much more likely to come across a crazy dude that wants to kill you than out in the woods than you are coming across, like, say, mythical creatures such as, like, the frogman or such as, like, people want to talk
Bigfoot.
about Bigfoot or like skinwalkers or like
There's
Wendigos.
a lot of people who hunt Bigfoot though. Like the Bigfoot hunting is like a huge thing.
Yeah.
Like people, you'd be surprised how many people do it. That's what's crazy.
Yeah.
So like yeah, it's nuts. It's nuts. So, the Tyson fight. Anybody wants to drop in the comments? Please let us know who you guys think as far as the fight. Do you think it's just a glorified? I mean, is it going to be a glorified exhibition match? That's what I'm. Is this just hype to kind of get people to watch? To making it pro, or what do you guys think?
I mean,
that's what I want to know. What do you guys think?
Them making it pro definitely
I feel like them making it pro,
the whole paradigm of what this really means.
I really hope it's a real fight. I mean, there's no reason it shouldn't be. I think both these guys want it to be. The fact you're calling it a pro fight, I think we should be hoping for knockouts.
Or something. More aggression.
I really hope Tyson comes out and knocks him out. I mean, I'd love to see.
That'd be cool.
Within the first 3 rounds, Tyson knock him out and win the fight. Just for his legacy's sake.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the Tyson I know, if he really fights, even with 6 months to prepare, and say he only had 6 months to prepare, I say the Tyson I know would walk through him.
Yeah.
Even at 65, I think almost. Depending on, the guy bounces back into great shape fast, man. I mean, he really does. Like, it's crazy. So yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm really hoping for a knockout. I'm going to be very disappointed if there's not a Tyson knockout. That's just me for the fight, But yeah, man. And then I've heard talk of Conor McGregor fighting soon again.
Yeah,
Today,
he's been talking
about that and
coming back.
Yeah, I don't know. I would love to see it. What weight class, first of all, because the guy's put on a ton of weight and muscle.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
I know John Jones is I guess apparently ducking. I think his name's Tom Aspinall.
Huh.
But he's ducking him, and he's actually trying to go for Alex Pereira. And see, now, like Sean Jones talks about, like, if you wanted it to be the right choice, well, yeah, Tom Aspinall because he's the interim champion. But John Jones is trying to spin it in such a way to where, like, Alex Pereira is, like, seen as more like a, like, for his legacy type of a fight. But the problem is, Alex Pereira is more of a striker, John Jones, grappler, wrestler, you know, and they think that it's just a big mismatch, like that John Jones, just go in there, dump him, sub him in the, in the first round or whatever, instead of, because John Jones isn't just going to run a striking clinic on a master striker.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So
John Jones is a beast. I would like to see him I want to see him fight and I don't know, man. What do you think about the what's his name getting knocked out? His second fight, the fight right after Fury.
Ngannou.
Francis Ngannou. Yeah, he got knocked out in that fight right after Fury, and it's like, man, he was doing so good. Like, does that make you question Fury as the champion, or
I think
was Ngannou having a bad day?
I think anybody can get knocked out at any time.
There's always the puncher's chance. I got you. So
I don't know. I didn't watch it, so I don't know how many mistakes he made, or if it was just like a
I
one,
just was saying,
got
it
hit
made
in
me
the
think
face.
because I'm like, he really, Ngannou should have won that fight, right? With Tyson, he won. In most
I know because
people's
Ngannou
opinion.
didn't look near as bad as Tyson did.
Oh no! In everybody's opinion, if you say, "Hey, who won that fight?" Anybody watching, like,
you know what's
Ngannou should have won, in my opinion. So
Ngannou had the world record punch, okay, but people have been beating his world record punch like all the time. Like, I see this video of Brian Shaw and Eddie Hall doing it, and Eddie Hall's getting 200,000 plus. Okay, when Ngannou at his max was like 159.
yeah.
Okay, and Ngannou's hitting you with a truck. They measured it out. It's like getting hit with a semi truck, or not a semi, but just like a 4x4, going 60 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So you can just imagine what 200,000 is.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Okay, and that's what Eddie Hall has. He's got the record right now.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's nuts, man. I don't know.
That would hurt.
Yeah.
That would hurt.
Yeah.
You'd feel that for a while.
You know, it's crazy. Like the strength games and stuff. Like I've been looking into some strongman stuff, and like some of that, man, like it's weird because them guys don't train certain stuff that most people would train.
Yeah.
Like bench isn't something they train really.
Well, they're more worried
it
I mean, like
depends
log
on.
press. They do lifts because I know I was watching
Yeah,
a
they
video
do
about the
log press.
technique. Log press is done in such a way to where you utilize your chest.
Is it really?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was wondering because a lot of them have a big chest.
Because
you know,
like
I'm
they'll do
huh.
log press, but they curl their body in such a way to where their chest. It's almost like they're flat pressing it up with their chest
Really?
instead of
Okay.
doing it with their
Okay.
shoulders.
That's how they do the weight they do. Then I
Yeah,
see.
and you can, like you can get a little extra like weight on your shoulder press doing that
Yeah.
if you
I
really
mean,
like.
it makes sense. I just was wondering because I'm like, man, like I talked to a buddy of mine who does it. Like he's competing at the Utah strength games, and I'm like, man, like I was realizing like their lifts are so different because like, a lot of the lifts are all from the ground. You know what I mean? Like that they do and stuff. Which it's cool. I get that because like, whatever weight you can lift. Like
Okay, don't be turning that on and
I
off.
didn't cut my mic, did I?
It's still got the light on, so you're
Am I
good.
bouncing up here? All right. Just checking, fellas. Anyways, and ladies, but yeah, I think I don't know. It's just, yeah.
We're
it's
good on
crazy
there.
the way they train compared to like what bodybuilders train is my point to all this.
Well, because they're
Um,
training for pure strength. They're not even worried about how they look.
It's not
Now,
aesthetic,
some
yeah.
of them look super aesthetic, but most of them don't.
Yeah, no. Well, it's part of the diet because it's mass moves mass.
Yeah.
And
But I will say, though, the whole mass moves mass thing is like the
But that's
work you're putting
crazy.
on your heart.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Well,
just
what's
kind
the
of
point
ridiculous.
training if you're gonna neglect your heart to be 3 times over what it should be.
I'd like to take a well-rounded approach.
Like it's way
Like,
more
I'd like to be
impressive
able to
when
lift
you're-
big weights. I'd like to be able to run long distance, and I'd like to be able to sustain functional movements throughout the day.
Yeah. Well,
So
it's,
if I need to squat down and grab something, or I need to sit and also be flexible in such a way to where if you gotta, like bend to grab something, you're not gonna pull your back, pull a
Yeah.
muscle, hurt yourself.
well, I don't know. Like I said, for me, I think functionality is big, but what's the point of training if you're not gonna, you're neglecting the biggest muscle, your heart, the muscle that keeps you alive. To neglect that in training is just crazy to me,
Yeah.
And I think it's much more impressive when somebody's like 220 or like a reasonable weight, but they're
Yeah.
lifting when they're lifting 350 or 400, but they're only weighing 200 pounds. That's way more impressive than somebody lifting, 500 when they weigh 375.
Yeah.
You get me? Like you should be able to lift that because I mean, really, what is that? Because like. That's like a person weighing 175 doing a 225 bench, really.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same comparison, really. So yeah, man, that's just my opinion on it. I think strongman stuff's awesome. It's cool. I love the sport,
Well, and I believe everyone's got different goals when it comes to fitness.
and I get that.
Because
I
like
just
you
think,
got the people who are just mass moves mass. You got the people who only believe in cardio. You got the people who, CrossFit has a bad name because a lot of CrossFitters kind of, I don't know if you've been into a CrossFit gym, but some of them can be like cults.
yeah, I don't know.
And like CrossFit pull-ups can be like, where you're not actually doing a real pull-up.
I've seen people do videos on CrossFit pull-ups, like.
But still, if you do CrossFit in such a way to where you're doing the lifts properly, if anything, you're actually more well-rounded than almost all other athletes.
No, I like some of the CrossFit things, like
But it's doing it in a functional way because a lot of people give up their form just to get the reps out because the competitions can help prioritize that type of deal.
One thing I've learned is, I'd say the one thing I've learned is like it's about lifting weight correctly, as much as you can correctly, to do 10 reps. But to do them correctly in like a slow, good fashion, like where you're doing your regular concentric and your 3-second eccentric, or try it, try to at least have a slower descent on your negative, in full range of motion, because I think that's like the deep stretch. Maybe I'm just really on Dr. Mike's. I like a lot of what he's saying, like about, you know, like when you take the deep stretch, you pause with the load. You know, like when you're doing bench, you pause with the full, with the full stretch. And it makes sense to me that you would get more growth there because you're stretching the muscle till its max, pausing, and then you're not, you're also more protected when you bench like that. When you stop and pause at the chest and push back up, you're less likely to tear something. So it's way more challenging. That's my point to all this is lift as much weight as you can with
proper form and
10 reps. You know what I mean? Like, or
just without
15.
Or without hurting yourself.
Yeah, you want the last two to be, you leave two in
like
reserve.
You want it to hurt, but you don't want it to like tear anything.
Yeah.
Like that type of a deal.
Yeah, and I think like stopping with 1 or 2 in the tank's fine. Like, because I believe multiple sets do more than.
Well, and also, if you're the type of person who can actually stick with a plan and go, 3 to 6 days a week, every single week, and you can keep it up. Yeah, you may not have went to your max your last push day, but it's not gonna.
Well, you don't want to max out weekly.
Yeah, it's not gonna, break your fitness. It's not gonna be the reason you don't have the muscle you're looking for. It's not gonna be any of that type of
tomorrow,
reason.
I definitely want to try to record all our movements for tomorrow, because we got chest, shoulders, and triceps again, and I think we got a really good routine.
Yeah. Speaking of that, we're at 47 minutes, pretty much.
We got to go get some protein.
We're gonna wrap up and get some protein. I really appreciate you guys watching us. I know this episode wasn't as popping as the last episode, but we still appreciate everyone who's watching.
Family in the chat, everybody in the chat. Everybody here is family, man. This is a community. We're building community here, of like-minded men that want to, be the best person they could be. So look, appreciate y'all. Drop something in the comments what you want to see.
All right, and remember, anything that should be done today should not